Hello everyone, welcome back to another stream. Inside Granada. I do not want to do this universal, so I'm not going to. Just gonna say that right. I'm not doing this universal. I've already sat on New Romulus for about 40 minutes waiting for a alert mission to pop up, and there was none. So, just not gonna bother. It's just not worth my time. One universal endeavor is not worth waiting that long and having nothing happen. Honestly, the universal endeavors are very hit or miss, and this one's definitely a miss. So I wonder if I've been promoted yet. Nope. You know, I'm only, as I've actually learned, apparently my contributions to the others didn't matter, but I have breached the 100,000 mark now. Bomb fleet. I also tidied up my ships a little. We have a couple slots now. I basically just moved these ones into dry dock. Which I'm pretty sure was, yeah. And we have something that we can do that's rather interesting that I'm gonna do. I was just waiting until I was streaming to actually do it. Because I've been opening Phoenix boxes. We can, via these 5, claim an experimental ship upgrade token, which we are going to do. We would be foolish not to. Bam. You need 20 in very rare and 100 in rare, which I don't know how anyone would have built up. Let's be real. Once you've claimed the things from in here that you want, there's really no value hanging on to them. You may as well turn them into rares, and then you turn all the rares into Phoenix upgrade tokens, because that's the only thing in here really worth anything. I mean, there is all the various tribbles, I suppose. But, like, I mean, like, the Radon tribble is not bad. 2.5% bonus energy damage is nice. It is energy, so it only affects energy stuff. But, you know, like this one's just 2% plasma, 2% disruptor. The crossfire gives you 3.3 while in shooter mode, which is pressing B. Fleet tribble is useless. Photonic tribble is pretty much useless. The solenoid tribble is the 1% crit chance, so, you know. But now we have an experimental upgrade token. We'll need 3 of them in total, but we have 1. So we could upgrade Shogunai, which I'm not going to do. If a ship has a fleet variant, do not upgrade the non-fleet variant. Also, hello, Frisk. Same with like this. We could upgrade this, but there's no point. Do not do it. This has a fleet version. We could X this, but there's no point, because this is about to become irrelevant based on everything we have seen from the dev blogs. I am not happy with X2 at all. And I'm gonna... Frisk, no. I'm gonna use the beginning of the stream to outline why I'm not a fan of X2. And really, it boils down to this thing being a pure gunboat and being the best free-to-play ship you can acquire without touching the exchange. This will fall behind Tier 6 X2s, because this can only be Tier 5X. And from everything they've said and shown, it's going to be tier 6 exclusive for the X2 upgrade. Now, I mean, it goes further. Like, a lot of people are like, it's just one console. That won't make a difference. It's not just one console, though. It's a console and a trait. The trait is the important part. I mean, we don't have very many traits. But, like, an easy thing is, like, you know, that Jem'Hadar bug ship with its maximum of 6 traits could, you know, not have this, and one could have it. This is a bad trait example, but you get the idea. Like, it's going to invalidate every tier 5 in the game. And some tier 5s are already not up to snuff. So the fact that all tier 5s are about to basically become useless in comparison, especially because that would imply to me that they also plan on releasing more difficult content so that, you know, those ships have something to do. It's basically the tier 6 introduction all over again. It's just that on sale. I mean, like, all of these ships are going to fall even further behind than they already are. And are still going to cost what they do and never go on sale, and, yeah. Which is just frustrating. Because, like, there's a lot of ships down here that, albeit, sure, they have tier 6 variants. Some of them don't. Pretty sure there isn't a tier 6 variant of this. I mean, I could be wrong, but... nah. Unless it's Lockbox, there is no Science Destroyers, as far as I can tell. So if you like the Dyson stuff, sucks to be you. I mean, they're nice-looking ships. Hell, this is basically a Dideridex, but fixes my problems with the Dideridex. It's amazing. Gets rid of a lot of the empty space, makes it smaller, sleeker. But, like, we have as an easy example, the Humble Carfe, where basically every tier 6 ship comes with effectively 533. That's effectively its consoles. So 11 consoles. Well, this doesn't have that. This has 10. There is a fleet variant, but I'm pretty sure the fleet variant can't even be upgraded. Because it's so old. It might be able to. But even in that case, like... good job. You're still a carrier with a shit ton of science consoles. And with only 7 weapons. Meanwhile, there are carriers with 8. In a far better layout of 5-3. Like, even if you like the Carfe, once the update happens, there will be no reason to fly the Carfe. It will just flat out be worse. Let's actually see. These don't say if they can be upgraded. No, they don't. I'm going to have to go to the wiki for this. I apologize. Ooh, Firefox. Thank you. It's taking me a bit to get used to Firefox again. Because Google Chrome has basically forced me off of it. which is just another whole can of worms at the moment that I'm frustrated about. Right, it's not a KDF ship anymore. It's a cross faction ship, even though it's been in the KDF side forever. Okay, the fleet variant can be upgraded. And effectively, because I can find it in here and then just outline what its upgrade does for it. Here it is. Upgrading it adds an engineering console. Putting it on the same engineering consoles as the non-fleet version. I wish I was joking. So many of the tier 5s are just, they're gonna go away. Which also kind of sucks, because, like, things like this are kind of neat. I don't mind this Orion ship. I kind of wish that, you know, it was what the tier 6 looked like, instead of just being a P. Giant flying P. I'm still annoyed by the turrets, but, you know. Because, like, those are obviously meant to be the ship's weapons, but they aren't. They might be where it fires from, but those still aren't the weapons. I actually wonder how this thing upgrades. It won't matter because it's irrelevant, but I'm just curious. Oh, this is one of the ones that has 2 fleet versions. Supposedly. At least had 2 fleet versions. So I'm not seeing the other one now. Must be in a different category. Let's see. It gains a tactical console. Where is that other one? It might be under Vice Admiral. Yeah, I think that's where it'll be. Frisk. Yeah, there it is. Don't bother with this. Any of the fleet ships that are just 200,000 fleet credits, don't bother with them. This is a tier 4. It will never be better than a tier 4. Way, way back in the day, when, you know, tier 5 was the highest, and base tier 5s and tier 4s had basically the same health and same combat effectiveness. It was basically just a question of, do you want the extra console? Because this does have 1 extra console. It's a science, you know, costs you the 4 fleet ship modules. This doesn't have it, but, you know, these were basically nearly the same ship. This is closer to say this is the Zen Store version minus any bonuses the Zen Store version has. Yeah, that doesn't work anymore. These have just fallen even further behind. Honestly, as much as I highly doubt Cryptic would ever do this, I feel like they need to come through and take all of these ships, the ones that were for the 200,000 fleet credits, and retroactively make all of them a tier 6. And give them all tier 6 stats, the upgrade package that they should have, and then keep the price the same. That would be nice. That would be really nice. They're not going to. But, you know. What the hell is this? I don't remember ever seeing this bird of prey. It's one of the ones with a variant you should ignore. And, like, it's clear some of these are just here to incentivize you to buy the Zen ship. Because, like, hey, you can fly this board askew, but it's not as good as the Zen version. I think there's even other versions around here. There's this poor little thing. Which, I mean, I say that. This isn't a terrible ship. It's just confused, would be the best way to put it. The fact that this is also basically a tier 6, because it has the temporal station. But, like, you'll note they haven't done the whole fleet credit thing, pure fleet credit for tier 6s at all. Because, you know, why would they do that? I mean, I suppose, other than my suggestion of they should go through and make all of the full fleet credit ships tier 6. Alternatively, they could just go through and give them all their tier 5U upgrade. Same with all the Mirror Universe ships. And every tier 5 that they have not given the tier 5U upgrade to. Like, I highly doubt it would be that much work to just go through and copy-paste the tier 5U upgrade coding from one ship to another. Because any flight deck carrier is going to have the exact same tier 5 Uing. They all do. So, the fact that they already have it for the Fleet Orion Corsair flight deck carrier, they could apply that to the Corsair flight deck carrier retrofit. There would still be benefit to buying the Fleet variant, because the Fleet variant would still have one extra console. It would end up with its tier 5U being 344, where I imagine the retrofit would be 343. Not great, but hey, it's better than it is now. It makes it semi-viable. It's just annoying to me as a carrier player that, like, my options... Right, you can't actually properly filter these. Basically, for a good carrier, is like 3 ships, because, well, this, 3 engineering. 3 engineering. 3 engineering. 5. Ugly butt plug. It's like a pea that expanded. But it has 5. It also has all those stupid turrets that do literally nothing. Even though they look like they should. 3. 3. 5, but literally less health than the other 2 allied faction carriers. And this thing has 2, and I think it only even has 1 hangar bay as well. Yeah. Because it's not actually a carrier. We get the Jem'Hadar one here with 2. Their support carrier with, I believe, 3. Yep. Non-aligned. Let's see. Well, this has 5, so I could fly the Cardassian intel flight. So this will probably be what my main will end up in. It's just frustrating. I mean, this is basically an allied flight deck, but with a better trait, probably. Alright, yeah, this is Calm Before Storm, so debatably better. And, like, I know the response I will get. Well, just don't play carriers. These are what I want to play. I don't overly mind ships like this thing. I wish it wasn't. I want to rename it. Hold on. Because I thought of what it actually is. Oops. I mean, it's not a 1-to-1, but it's a Phoenix. That name has not changed. There we go. For those who don't know what I'm referring to, give me one moment here. This image. Definitely don't want it in that folder. I'll never find it. Yeah, sure. This thing. It's kind of the wrong angle, but, like, it's got the same sort of design as the Protoss Phoenix. They made it fat, so clearly they fed it some donuts, which, you know, I can appreciate. Donuts are good. But, like, it's just a Phoenix. Which it's just beautiful. I don't know why they made it a Phoenix, but they made it a Phoenix. But okay, I need to actually get working on reputations, because we have a lot of them that aren't working right now, but before we do that, because we have a bunch, well, we have a couple reputations at tier 5 now, we have reputation vouchers! So let's come into here, and let's scroll way, way down. Find ourselves the Assimilated Universal Console. Because that uses reputation vouchers, which is far better than using regular dilithium. Our next step, once we get enough, which will take marks and everything, is the 0-point console, because more crit chance. The Assimilated console is your crit severity console, basically. It's the most readily available crit severity console, aside from the advanced tacticals, which, quite honestly, at this point, I feel like are in need of a bit of a buff. Given from everything I've seen, the advanced engineering consoles for weapon power are actually better. Like, 4 of those will be about the same as 5 of the advanced crit chance. consoles for improving your damage output, which is also the thing of you never really use the crit severity consoles. We're just gonna wait for this because we do want it. Where am I gonna put that? It's universal, so it can really go anywhere. Where am I gonna put it? That is a very good question. Good question, me. Because I don't want to drop prolonged engagement yet. Don't want to drop that either. Could drop this. The extra crit severity and crit chance is going to matter more than the 20% disruptor damage. And it's not like this set bonus is doing anything for us. Drop the resist console. I might just drop the resist console for now. Bam! Make sure it's marked 12. It already was, but just always good to make sure. And we don't have any Phoenix upgrades, but we could get some and immediately upgrade it, which honestly may not be a bad idea. We have a bunch of rares, so let's at least turn our rares into Phoenix tokens. I'm gonna hang on to these ones just in case I build up enough before the event ends to get one of the 20s, because once again we're gonna need them. I don't remember how much longer the event even has, so I have no accelerators. Hey, rarity upgrade. That is nice. This is very nice. There we go. 11.5% more crit severity, 1.2 crit chance. This console is not for crit chance. It's definitely for crit severity, but... And it has a visual effect that I think you can toggle off. Yeah. I'll leave it on, though. You don't even see it in the little model. We'll have a little assimilated bits on us. So now, when I hop into space... Cancel the message out. We should have, yeah, little assimilated bits that don't really work where they're put in some of these places. Like, what is this one doing? Really, any of the ones that are just on the sticks, like, well, they're all on the sticks. Really, there should be like one like here. You know, get a few over here. Like this, like, you know, one there's good. Let's get one under here. Like, clearly whoever was slapping these on this ship just did not care. But now we're at 33.9 and 125.3, which ain't bad, especially for full free, well, for full no exchange, because we could go to the exchange and buy sensor burnout, which would be another 1.5% crit chance. There's a bunch of traits we can get that'll improve our crit chance. There's, you know, a lot of stuff. Our resists are awful. How much of a difference would doing this make? Yeah, I think I'll actually roll with this. We're losing a little bit of crit chance, but the extra survivability will be worth it. Though it's only extra in certain cases, it's, you know... It's, yeah, I can probably... Yeah, I've been doing randoms, brain. I was like, yeah, I could probably handle random. It's like, yeah, brain, we've been doing random advanced. I'm out of it. I've been kind of feeling sick the past couple days. Feeling better today, though, or else I wouldn't be streaming. You all know that's a lie. If I'm well enough to sit at my computer, I want to stream. Part of my, part of what's kept me from streaming the past couple days is Starfield. I mean, I have been feeling sick, and to the point where I knew the streams would be bad if I streamed. But I've also been playing Starfield. No current plans on doing a series on Starfield. It's a fun game, but, like, no plans on a series at the moment. Not for the moment. I may do one in the future, though. Hey, this will actually be a decent test. Elite Valkyries. Ugh, I wish I could have those. Wait, is that the, yeah. The legendary temporal. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the Talus. I'm doing so much better. I mean, let's go back a little bit. I literally was unable to do this in the Carfe. Come on, little guys. Finish it off. So I can... There we go. God damn it. This thing is just... It's just better. Which is sad that this thing, this basically escort... Really? That canceled it? That's... My man, I got it. Apparently clicking to rebalance my shields canceled it. But, like, when you remember that, like, our Carfe couldn't... The carriers were always the, you know, at least seen of as basically the semi-tank options. I said Mortholian ships. There's the Falchion. That person's probably got it. Or they don't. Chances do I have? Oh boy. There goes noise. Somebody's using the original series phasers. Noisiest bloody things to ever exist. I'm gonna come for this Talis. Come along, little fighters. Oh, there's someone already here. Well, I'll help out. Especially where it is a Talis, like, the faster we can get this done, the better. Come along, little fighters. Well, that one's stuck. Basically, just trying to avoid having them poof. The key word there is trying, because it doesn't really work. Oh, right, that's gonna... Keep forgetting if you do literally anything while releasing a tractor beam.
A Falchion dreadnought is escaping.
Okay, they're going that way. I'll go this way. It's only 1 point, but a point is a point. I mean, at this point, we're already done. It's just waiting until the timer runs out, basically.
A Apex warbird is escaping.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of stuff to salvage. Yeah, we've potentially got enough time to, say, rescue another Talis. I mean, especially if, you know, carrier's gonna come over here. Valkyries are loud, but effective. It's mostly just all the frickin' photon torpedoes being launched. They just vomit torpedoes. I think I need new Romulus and new Kara. Yeah, I need both, so I'll just go new Romulus. And then with this one, I will take some... Yeah, I'll take the new Kara. Now let's get these going, because, well, I ran out of marks. I hate it when it does this. I just want to get the box out of the way. But it says new. Refracting Tetrion. Something that wouldn't be bad if the refracting was the proc instead of it being the standard Tetrion proc. That way you could have more proc. You know, not more proc, more those suffixes. Which also, I'm thinking about seeing that Gorn guy there. Engineering bridge officer candidate. Well, let's see what happens. Take us 2 days, but, you know. Now, something I'm actually forgetting to do. I'm going to do this. We have, in the bank, some turret platforms. We don't really have the device slots, though from what I understand, the Nimbus works from the inventory. So we should be able to put our Nimbus patrol in the inventory and then have a turret. I mean, these aren't really worth the effort, and ordinarily I would not suggest you bother with them because they're just kind of meh. But given we don't really have much else to do, and I mean, well, we've got a plasma one running. Let's take the plasma one out. Now let's test what I've heard, because I don't fully believe it. Oh, there's these. Okay, it does work from the inventory. Neat. Actually, let's put these... Oh, it's right here now. I'm schmert. Let's put them there. Let's put them there. Like, they're not nothing. And, like, it's an extra gun, basically. I have to use the washroom really quick, so I will be right back. Yeah, alrighty. Man, Starfield, am I right? Even now, I'm just sitting here like, man, it is a good game. Like, I am suitably impressed with how Starfield turned out.
Congratulations, Admiral.
Yeah, I kind of wish I had a gravity well. Not gonna lie. That was kind of a waste of the thing. I think it's dead anyway. Oh no, it's up there still. Ugh. That's how I know I'm sick. If I'm sneezing. Yes, Frisk, I sneezed. Okay, let's see here. Dyson. Some of them are sitting here literally on the verge of being done because I was just spamming through and didn't realize I didn't have enough marks. Well, we definitely got enough Omega marks for a while. Once again, Omega and Temporal will be things that we will have far too many marks for. Alright, one of these. Which, yeah, aren't terrible if you're going with the Dyson Science Destroyers, which are about to become irrelevant. Because they have the built-in proton cannon. And you can get another proton cannon from the Reputation. So you can have some proton. And a lot of things just don't have proton resistance. Which makes them not terrible. I just wish you could do a full equipment loadout of nothing but proton. But you can't. Okay, one thing I do find with Starfield that I find funny at the moment is just how much people are complaining That oh man, the game runs like crap because in the super demanding major cities, it a 4090 won't get more than like 100 FPS. It's like, yeah, but the game also isn't like, it was clearly designed to run at 30. And I mean, sure, I can't speak to how the game looks on a high refresh rate monitor, but on my 60 hertz TVs, it looks amazing. Like, I'm happily able to run the game on my system specs. Oh, hey, it's this, but on advanced. Knives. Oh, hey, Picard's Tommy gun. But, like, I average about 60 FPS in those really demanding zones on my hardware. Now, from benchmarks I've seen, I have literally the third best CPU for playing that game. Which is also something I find funny. Like, watching everyone go on about Starfield and its performance and theorizing has been funny. Because, like, oh, well, it's cache intensive, so obviously the X3D CPUs will be the best. Meanwhile, Hardware Unboxed over here did all of their initial benchmarking on an X3D CPU, and we're pulling numbers lower than Gamers Nexus, who did their testing on A12700. So, like, feel like there was a fair bit of copium there with people having spent so much money on, like, their 7800 X3Ds and just wanting them to do good. Which I can get, but, like, sadly, they just don't. They don't perform as well as the much cheaper 13600K. Oh, god damn it. I'm being flanked. I really wish I could use a proper weapon. I don't believe the DPS number on Lex throwing knives. I just don't. Team. Where are you all? Because evidently you aren't where the Borg are. My god, there's a guy here with Picard's Tommy gun. How the hell? I feel like that's just someone who spent a lot of money and doesn't actually have ground equipment. Yeah, are we done, guys? Not quite. The fact that this goes better on Elite scares me.
Force field between a central plexus and collective core is down. Gather there for a mission update. We are
Like, it's a case of if I'd known this was going to be the mission, I would have just queued for the Elite version. So I'd get rewards. Yep. I forgot to add that to the title, but yep. I like the limitations I've given myself. So, I'm gonna keep doing it. Guys, we don't all need to be over here.
Core are reacting to the virus upload. Reinforcements inbound.
I do not believe the DPS number on Lex knives. Like, they're a good weapon still, but I don't believe the DPS number. Like, these do not feel like they're doing 200 DPS. Especially where that would also imply the weapon is attacking 4 times a second. And because of the cooldown after the third throw, it most certainly isn't. Okay. Like, I feel like the game is being very optimistic on that one. Especially where I... does the attack change? Okay, it doesn't change, but...
The border is chaos. The time has come. Attack the queen. This is it.
This is it. Continuing the waste of time. Why can't... Why would people even bother queuing for this on Advanced? If you can do it on Advanced, you can probably do it on Elite, and Elite actually gives you rewards. Ah. Does someone want to go? Fine, I'll go. Yes, that's not what Iron Man is. That would be hardcore. I mean, literally, I have 2 injuries. That should tell you that right there. It's hardcore that's no dying. Iron Man is basically no trading with other players. There are definitely games that'll do, say, hardcore Iron Man. I'm pretty positive Iron Man started as no trading. And still is. It's hardcore that's no dying. And Iron Man is also no good gear, it's just no gear that you can't get on your own. Come on, guys. There's a Borg Queen to attack. Ow, I thought I got out of that. Ugh. Stop throwing the knives.
You cannot defeat me. You cannot defeat the ball.
Ow. Well, then they were doing it very wrong. Because World of Warcraft didn't invent that idea. Can you let me... Let me see if... Let me see if I can find the actual origins of it. Which is very difficult with how Google has changed itself over the years. Freaking Google. Freaking Google. Because I know the concept of the Iron Man challenge has been around longer than World of Warcraft had the concept of the Iron Man challenge. Um, the problem is, it's like, hey, all these news articles exist. It's like, yeah, I don't care about those. I'm trying to find specific information, Google, but it's just grabbing the word Iron Man, and here's some news articles, which, I mean, isn't helpful, Google. I mean, I did see the World of Warcraft rule set. Like that, I feel like they're doing it wrong to call that just an Iron Man. Especially in terms of an MMO. I would class that as a hardcore Iron Man. In a single player game, like completely solo, where there is no other limitation, then yeah, sure, call it hardcore or Iron Man. Either works. Hardcore is much more, much more used. I mean, there are some the best way I can describe it is I'm effectively following the RuneScape Iron Man, which has been around for a very long time. I mean, how people were doing effectively RuneScape Iron Man challenges way back in 2000. Like, which is basically no player-to-player trades, no exchange. the things that I wish I could add but really can't. I mean, I could pass on all of the loot share, but I've already been grabbing stuff as well. Just to get it off the screen, it's just muscle memory to hit need. But with RuneScape, it's literally no loot share unless you're in an Iron Man group. You can't pick up drops from other players, you know. Anything that could get you something that you didn't earn yourself definitively, you can't have. So this isn't full Iron Man, but that mostly just comes from Star Trek doesn't have an Iron Man mode. I'm actually kind of surprised they don't have one. You would think that would be something people would ask for. Though also at the same time, knowing how this game works, that's also fully understandable that no one's really asked for it. Because this is a janky challenge for a reason. Like, the game is not designed to work like this. I do wonder, do I have... Okay, 9, 9, and 9. Where's my calculator? 27. I'm 1,000 reputation dilithium short of the full set. Though, do I really want to wear the Omega on this character too? I kinda don't. The problem is there's really not much variety in what you can do for ground. Like, I think the 2-piece of Discovery isn't bad. The 3-piece is completely ignorable, in my opinion, because it forces you to run this. I mean, the armor is definitely good, just for the 10% crit chance. But that's really about it. And then you can have the EV suit with basically the exact same bonuses on it, but much lower resist. And then the shield, which doesn't really do much. Gives you physical damage when your shields are empty. Like, I get this is to help melee builds, but like, melee builds are garbage anyway. Yeah, I said it. The new Karaground stuff isn't bad, I just wish... Well, I mean, I could go for X. I will be using cold damage ultimately. It's just not much set bonus-wise worth going for. I'm sure if you mix and match things, you could get stuff. And I know the Gamma 2-piece is not bad. We currently can't get the Gamma 2-piece anyway. I think it's the 2-piece. Yeah, the reinforcements. Which gives team-wide 10% damage. But... The shield's bad. The weapon's a shotgun. The armor isn't the worst, but... Ugh. I should go with the Delta stuff just so I can have the fake boob window. Because that's clearly what that's meant to be. Well, that ain't working right. Okay. Let's continue on. Finding the actual origins of the Iron Man mode is frustrating. I wish Google would go back to not trying to curate your results so much and just give you what you're looking for.
The situation, there's more.
Like, back in my day, when you searched something in Google, it gave you results to match what you searched. Like, that's what it did. Because that's what makes sense for it to do. Nowadays, it basically tries to latch on to specific words in what you're searching and give you everything connected to that word.
Scanning the nanite transformer. Got it.
Like in the case of what I just was searching, it was basically giving me any news article pertaining to the word Iron Man, including literally some about the Marvel character. Like,
The nanite probe can repair the transformer. Stop them.
come on, let me attack the thing. Yeah, it survived. Or no, it just died in time.
A probe is closing in on the transformer. Destroy it. A probe is closing in on the transformer. Destroy it.
Like, the way I'm basically viewing my series here is this is effectively the prototype series. Because from having Googled before doing it, no one else has done this. Or at least if they have, they never made a video about it. Or if they have, YouTube refused to show it to me. Are my weapons gonna fire? It's game. Okay, they are firing now. They weren't on the overload, though. They were just sitting there. Well, more Omega marks. I might honestly go with Omega just because we're going to get enough.
Sensors confirmed.
We are going to have enough to get the Omega stuff. Actually, I should go cure my injuries before I forget. I should also finish the thought I was on with Starfield, which is, you know, everyone's giving the game shit for, oh, it performs so bad. My overall average FPS in that game, on my hardware, which for anyone on Twitch can look in the info section and you can see my exact hardware, my overall average is, like, almost 145 at this point. Yes, in the super demanding areas, I get about 60. I'm also running a tuned Ultra. I say tuned because, like, I have grass details at low, motion blur off, and FSR at 80. instead of 75. So... Also, I should re-equip my rifle before I forget, because I just remembered I don't have it equipped. Because I needed Polaron damage. Yeah. Competitive. Whoops. Wrong box. Terran. And then I need Lucari. And that'll get everything running. If only that was a rifle. Or, you know, a beam array. I mean, I've definitely still got other things I need marks for as well, but... And I do have the spare dilithium. I could just buy the 3-piece Borg, which is a good set to have. Honestly, it would probably be more effective to use the 3-piece Borg than Lex throwing knives versus the Borg. Except when the Borg decide to auto-adapt to your first shot after you freaking remodulate. That always sucks.
Listen up. The war has moved.
The war has not gone well. Yeah, because y'all don't shoot things, I guess. These textures are having a good time.
Here they come.
Gotta remember to be using this. It just occurred to me something we can probably do right now is get the Discovery 2-piece started. Which is definitely something we're going to want to do. Because the Discovery 2-piece, I mean, one, it's basically a console torpedo, because you're probably never going to be using the dual beam. Though we could, in theory, use the dual beam if we had beams 15 and could craft an Omni Beam.
Warp signatures. We may have a short amount of time before more arrive.
But the console gives you a lot of crit chance. The
Reading some heavier
the torpedo is just a torpedo.
cruisers.
But together with the 2-piece set bonus, any crit you score gives you more crit severity up to 25%. Oop. Ignore that Facebook ding. That was me. I was not expecting Facebook to actually ding. I'm gonna need to do that.
The evacuation ship is launching. Give them cover. The evacuation ship is launching. Give them cover.
No, but I don't want to cover that one. It smells. These little Mokai fighters are adding a good amount of DPS.
This is Andor. Our shields are taking hits, and we can use an escort.
An evacuation ship is launching. Give them cover. The Klingons are regrouping again. Get into position to prepare for the next assault. Here come the Klingon battleships. Keep fighting.
I almost want to purely because I am using the Discovery ship as my main ship currently to just go for the Discovery crap for space. And we're done. Discovery marks away.
That'll hold them off for now. I do.
Let's see. If I was to start working on the Discovery Space 2 piece, how much dilithium would that take? 3,000. Oh, 30,000. We don't have that yet. But we do have enough that we could pick up the tactical console. And we do have the marks. We definitely can't pick up any of the space gear yet. I don't even know what it does. I should look that up. STO space sets. Let's see. What is this crap called? No, let me scroll. Two pieces hull regen. Electrical damage based on max hull. Kinetic damage that scales with max hull. Okay, the final piece also gives maximum hull, which could be helpful. It takes 4 pieces, so that would be literally every single equipment piece. But, you know, that could actually be helpful. Might keep us alive rather well. It would just take up all 4 pieces. Which is a bit of a shame, because some of these things aren't worth anything. It could be neat. Step 2. Reply to a buddy real quick. Yeah, like, more max hull is just good purely because of this. This is 6% now. Usually these double when you get to tier 6, so this would be 12% at 200,000 hull. So, just good trait. We We've actually picked up a lot of traits since I last looked through here. Let's see. I think this is the only one that I have... I mean, just adding more max hull would help with our crit chance. This could be helpful. Because then anytime we're not critting is increasing our chance to crit. It's probably more helpful. It's definitely more helpful than this. No, hey, we have a couple things. This is not the worst thing to have around. It's just click to heal. And this is... Why is this on this bar? That doesn't work on the ground. Oh, cryptic. Never change. I'll probably never use that, but I have it. I should have a box. Yep. Lucari. Should really be salvaging stuff, but oh well. We still have 3 Phoenix. Which means I could pick up that tactical console and then upgrade it right away. That may actually be worth doing. We'll lose some raw damage, but we'll gain crit chance over one of our Bellums. Or I could grab the torpedo, remove this torpedo, which would also basically mean this goes away. And move this here, put this resist back on. Wouldn't impact... It would actually negatively impact our combat ability because we'd lose out on the wide-angle torpedo. I love this torpedo. It is a good torpedo. But the 2-piece set from the Discovery weapons is better. How long have I been going? Almost 2 hours. And if we had a science ship and the science captain skills, which I, don't have, I'd say we could do temporal equipment, because that's something I've never used, but it is science-based at the 2-piece at least for space. Its weaponry doesn't help at all. Its weaponry is if you're using anti-proton, basically. The only part of the temporal stuff that's really science-focused is their 2-piece bonus. Oh boy, this... Why do people do this one? I don't get it. Like, I don't understand. Though, to be fair, I don't understand why people play ground outside of Elite anyway. Because, like, if all you're after is grinding out marks, just do space. It's faster. If you're after the rewards, I can understand doing Elite grounds because they're easier than the space elites. Yeah, I'm gonna go this way. Is everyone else going the other way? You know, there's someone else coming this way.
Terran reinforcements have arrived. A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it.
Man, you're being flanked.
A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it. Terran reinforcements have arrived. The crystal has been purified. Advance to the next one. Terran reinforcements have arrived. A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it.
I'm about to ask if this guy was an engineer, but no, that's a universal.
A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it. Terran reinforcements have arrived.
think I am decently content with the armor I have. I just need to get a better ground kit. Which I'll probably end up with the Christmas one. Like, that's why I'm hesitant to even bother with any ground gear. Is I will probably end up with the Christmas stuff anyway.
Terran reinforcements have arrived. A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it.
That was just 1,000 damage non-crit. Jeez.
A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it. Terran reinforcements have arrived.
I mean, the literal 30% crit severity I gain from crouching with this stuff is nice.
A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it. Terran reinforcements have arrived. The crystal has been purified. Advance to the next one.
What next one? We're done. Yeah, I think just transporting to the spire is the way to go. Though we may be able to get over to the other actual crystal from here. Or not. We're down a hill. To the spire. Jeez, my Twitch just kind of derped out. Have you guys seriously not... There's 3 of you over here! How? Literally, that other Jem'Hadar guy should be equipped well enough to almost solo this. Like... Unless he literally went through and ripped off all of his equipment. Like... There is no excuse. We got someone over here with literally the meta weapon.
A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it.
Some people, man.
A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it.
Hope we have the time for this.
Terran reinforcements have arrived. A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it. Terran reinforcements have arrived. The crystal has been purified. Advance to the next one. Well done. Looks like the Terrans are retreating. Reading Terran transporter signals near the spire.
Hiding in a bush. Yeah, I got the time to do my tribbles. I think this will be probably the last queue for this one. My brain is not making the good brain juices right now. So, which is always fun. I mean, it's not, but I could say it's fun. Oh boy, somebody using the orbital strike. So we have an engineer here. Probably this one. Orbital strike is such a disappointing thing. Like, tacticals gain, I forget what they gain at the same.
By one of the routes.
But
Destroy it.
guys, why are you all over here? But like, science gains something that reduces resistance, from what I remember. Tactical, I think, is security team. And then engineer gets orbital strike. And way back in the day, orbital strike was alright. You know, a few second wind up for around 1,000 damage. That's pretty cool. These days, literally, you'll deal more damage just firing your gun than using orbital strike. I would imagine, depending on the weaponry you have, you'd probably even be better firing your gun with the, even if you have the orbital strike traits, just because of the wind-up time to orbital strike.
one of the routes. Destroy it, quickly! Get ready. The Terrans are sending in their elite forces.
Can I?
Alright, let's get this over with, idiot. I got better things to do. I better get a promotion out of this.
Ow. Was I being flanked by something? I was probably being flanked by something.
I'm gonna kill you slow.
I feel like I should know who these guys are, but I really don't. Probably Discovery characters that I'm supposed to care about,
Looks like the
even
Terrans
though
have
it's
given up.
Discovery. And quite honestly, the only reason to care about it is the equipment in this game. Okay, let's... Delta. That'll make sure that I have basically 1 day worth of marks for everything in case I don't stream tomorrow. Though if I do stream tomorrow, I'll probably be streaming Star Ocean anyway, so, you know. But yeah, I am going to end it here, because as I said, my brain ain't making the good brain juices right now, so I'm going to just go. I do apologize, it's only a 2-hour stream, but depression's a bitch. So, see y'all probably tomorrow. See you all then.